What? I got a great story for you. You got to hear this. So, this is going to be a two-part thing. I'll try to make it as fast as possible, but you know me, that doesn't really amount to anything when it comes to these videos. So I'm going to tell you this quick funny story, then I'm going to kind of lead into, I have a lot of younger people that hang out on the channel and stuff, and kind of put a little bit of an ice pack in worrying about getting old, okay? So this is a good fun story here. So every 6 months or so, I always check around inventory. I'm a professional renter, okay? That was just a decision I made when I was younger, so that's what it is. Part of that is every 6 months, every 8 months, you look around to see what's going on out there, what's available, not available. So I'm in that stage right now, and I'm looking for, small place, a room for my, puppets and my little studio and everything, maybe like a 1-bedroom, right? So I'm looking in an area that's close to my daughter, and that's in the middle of the island. And all of a sudden I see these two places that have like, well, this is pretty decent. This is kind of like, X amount of dollars, 1-bedroom, your own driveway, you've got a little garage, it's a kind of townhouse. And I go, oh, it's a senior living thing. Well, forget it. I didn't. And then I decided to look at what does it mean to be a senior? I mean, I'm thinking in my mind, Walker, I'm thinking of all this stuff. And all of a sudden I realize I read the policy and the application information, and I'm like going, oh my God, I can apply to senior living. It didn't dawn on me because being 60, I'm not 60. 60, the number, we hear it all the time, it's a cliche, it's only a number and everything, but at the end of the day, I just, oh my gosh, and all of a sudden it was a whole waterfall of like, wait a minute, I can get a senior discount at Denny's, I can get a senior discount at Foodland, I can get a senior discount at Ross, and I'm just like, oh wow, this is trippy. And then all of a sudden I went, oh wow, I am a senior, sunset years, be it 2 years or another 30 years, it's the other end. And then so I decided that while I was going through this thinking process, I was like really tripping out. So I went out back and I went to go visit my friend, excuse me, and there were some really big waves. And it was really firing out there. And I realized because of, the recovery from my rotator cuff surgery, you guys have been hearing me cough since I started this channel. So, my chest is not functioning as well as it did when I was younger. Now I have to limit when I can paddle out, especially living here on the North Shore. It's always mostly giant, but I'm good for about maybe 5 to 8 10-foot face sets, faces, not pack, faces, which is still pretty big. But I'm sitting out there and it's really good. And all of a sudden I found myself mind surfing and feeling kind of satisfied about it. And what that is that I'm watching a wave, but in my head I'm going, I'm doing all these things in my head. And I felt kind of satisfied with it. Only because I acknowledge that where I'm at in my age and my abilities, that now I can't, it's like you paddle out, you get caught inside in a big set, and all of a sudden in your mind you start thinking, am I going to make it? It's not fun anymore. You don't need to be doing that at 60 years old, But the closing thing about this, and that I want to let people who are younger understand about getting older, is that it looks trippy, yeah, and then outside of the actual lifespan of our species, we do end up dying. We do end up getting kind of like branded with what does aging look like, Will there be a day, if I make it to 90, will I be walking slower and maybe need assistance? If I make it that long, maybe, I don't know. But here's the key, guys. This is my little Jeeves you wisdom, is punch that dance card. In my case, punch the surf card. So getting old is not a bad thing. We're going to get challenged with all kinds of craziness with our health and all kinds of weird stuff, and then a lot of stuff that gets programmed in the head about what it's like getting older and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I would not have been able to have so much fun mind surfing if I didn't punch my surf card. So what I mean is that you're going to be concerned about what it's going to be like if you're older, if you're not doing anything while you're younger to enjoy your life. Does that make sense? Because when I was sitting on the beach and seeing all these guys, in their 30s and even in their 40s paddling out, and getting pounded, but making it out there, catching a few waves and stuff, I didn't feel like, oh man, I'm too old to do this. I was like, oh man, I fully remember doing that. I remember getting pounded and, you know, caught inside. I remember dropping into a big fat bowl and just getting barreled and stuff. And I have that going on. So that's what I mean about punch your dance card. But what a trip, you know, when I went through that whole phase, for a second, I'm not going to lie to you, for a second, like I said, when I realized that I was a senior citizen, I did kind of dim a little bit, like going, oh wow, mortality check. But at the end of the day, you know my energy. You guys see it all the time. I'm the same enthusiastic cat with the music as I am when I'm hanging out with the grandkids or I'm talking to my neighbors and stuff. It's just this energy. And, you know, universe willing or God willing, whatever God you believe in or whatever the case is, if you are issued a cruise bill of health until you punt, that's what I call dying, punting, you know, the final, you know, it's not that bad. But I think it becomes a thing when you're younger and you're concerned about getting older if you're not doing the things that you want to be doing. That's why I taught, well, I didn't taught, one of the things I expressed to my daughters or younger people is don't buy shit, buy experiences, okay? Seriously, buy experiences. So that's just my thing. Anyhow, that was a Saturday morning, kind of cloudy, fresh cup of coffee, moment of whatever this moment was. What was it? Am I being old? I'm forgetful. I can't remember. No, I'm kidding. You guys have a great day. See ya.